Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Hari Om. Namaste, Swamiji.
Hari Om, Namaste, Sukumar.
It has been almost 30 years, 27 years to say.
Right.
Because last time when we met, we had that camp,
In
wonderful camp.
Simon Fraser University.
Simon Fraser University in Vancouver.
Right.
And now this time you couldn't make it to Vancouver. So,
Yeah.
but when we heard that you're coming, we wanted to meet you.
Excellent.
And it is such a great opportunity to be with you. And in our mind, you are a great spiritual master. And that lingering thought of that spirituality which you imparted when I had much more darker hair and better beard. But, that thought hasn't left us. So, I don't have too many questions, but at the same time, what I think is, as a grahastha, as a householder,
Right.
how do we keep the flame of spirituality alive? And I know you have been spreading the message of flame of who am I
Yes.
in your pursuit.
Yes.
And we would like to hear more about how do we keep this kindle alive?
That's a very practical question, and partly because of this outer conditions like grahastha, sannyasi, etc., and partly because of our habitual tendencies, urges.
Okay.
We somehow make our life so busy, and then there is no time for spiritual realignment. So, there are two things. One is start small and grow big. Can you, for example, take a certain practice and say, I will do this for 20 minutes daily. 20 minutes is not much. And once you stabilize yourself in that 20 minutes per day, preferably at the same time, that particular study or meditation, it will grow. Secondly, on a weekly basis, we have to plan some 3 to 4 hours exclusively for spirituality. Take a break from all mundane activities.
I see. Yeah.
If possible, go to some quiet spot, go to an ashram nearby, away from the home for 3 to 4 hours. That will help a lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And in that pursuit, how do we bring the family members in that process? When the kids are smaller, of course, we can ask them to come and join the prayer group and or maybe in the, visiting the ashrams and everything. But as they get older, they have their own life. And even in my case, that was the case.
That's how we were.
Yeah. My parents used to, take us, all to the gurus and mahatmas and everything. And then for some time, you just stay away from that. And then you come back and you find your roots.
True.
Is there anything other than that our household is supposed to, or can we do anything more than that?
First of all, in these days, the parents have to make certain things available to them. They should not say in future, you never told me you had contact with such a wonderful speaker or writer. You never told me that you were visiting such a beautiful place. Why didn't you take us? That should not happen. Therefore, even in a brief way, you should expose them. For example, you can combine visit to a temple or an ashram with some activity which they like.
Oh, so fun activities along with that.
Yeah. Like one Saturday evening when they are visiting you, they are with you. You want to go to the ashram, they want to go somewhere. Combine them. We'll first drop in at the ashram where I have some prayers to offer. Just come with me. And then I will come with you, let's go together. That's the way. Just like, sometimes bitter medicine is served with something sweet or a sweet coating is given.
That's right. Like
then it's up to them because the gurus and the places that appeal to us may not appeal to them. But basically something inside it does touch them. Yeah, but we may expect more, but that may not happen.
Yeah. You know, that amber of knowledge or the interest to know, I believe that will still be there without, you know, it won't go completely extinguished.
No, it won't.
So there is a possibility that that will come back.
Right.
And so
Then moderation is the best policy. If you try to call them every time, come with me,
yeah, that will not
they will get allergic to it.
That's right. Yeah.
So moderation is the best. Neither take the extreme of not mentioning anything about spirituality to them, saying, fearing that they won't like it, nor the other extreme where every now and then you are asking them to join or go. You know, so moderation, best policy.
Yeah. You know, when I look at your various gurus and various guidance, the influences you got, I can see Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda, and of course J. Krishnamurti,
and Ramana
Maharshi. And if you were to give a little bit of, you know, the nectar of solace you received from them, would you be able to give us a little bit of that nectar?
Certainly. I keep moving from Ramana to Krishnamurti to Chinmaya back, circle. They are my, bread and butter. Swami Chinmayananda gave and is giving me now always the foundation. The way he has guided us in a range of topics. Upanishads are high plateau. And he gave us to that. And he gave so much guidance on day-to-day living, even managing time, even managing anger and planning everything. Therefore, I keep drawing from him all the time.
He was like a university in my mind, because it is, so many different areas he touched, and then still once in a while I watch him on YouTube and all. It is so inspirational.
True.
And I still remember meeting him in Krishnalaya in PRC. Yeah, that was a great moment. And at that time, probably Swamiji was also there.
I might have, no, I came to USA after he dropped the body.
Okay.
93, August 3rd.
That is passing on.
He passed away. August 3rd evening. In India, it was August 4 already.
Okay.
I was in New Delhi. We got the news morning 8:30.
Oh, okay.
August 3 evening in San Diego, he dropped the body. I came within 3 months.
Oh, I see.
November 93, I landed. I first time left India.
Actually, we used to joke about it because of your technical background with electronics and everything, and so many of your colleagues used to come to US at that time. 30 years back, there was a exodus of qualified engineers coming to US as engineers, and then my wife and I used to say, Swamiji dealt with the software of mind. Actually, right from during that time also, we looked at and said, what better software is there to manage and also to nurture than our mind and our thoughts that carry us, right? So
true. We have to debug this operating system and set it right. True.
So I'm sure in your formative years, walking into spiritual path, was it an easy way in, or was it a natural, organic way you went in that, or you had to struggle into getting into that?
That question can be answered both as yes and no.
Okay.
Was it easy? That is the question. To get in was very easy. I strongly felt I belonged to this. I got in without looking left or right. But the answer is no on another level. As I tried to go higher and higher, it was a struggle. Even now it is a struggle for me. Because it is one thing to gain scholarship. And now it is very clear to me that scholarship and writing nice articles, giving wonderful talks, winning the admiration of audiences is only 30% of the whole challenge. 70% is the 24 hours of our life, and what happens down the platform, and how we are managing the likes and dislikes towards people, towards places, towards food even.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how do you apply
Yeah.
in your life what you have been talking or
Correct. True. As I realize more and more the importance of being very careful about the remaining hours after giving lectures, I have been myself applying the rule: start small, grow big.
Okay.
That is, for example, food. If I love coffee a lot, there was time when I would have 6 or 7 cups of coffee in 24 hours. Now I try to minimize it to 2. In talking also, down the platform, when somebody asks a question, I would go on and on. That person might be about to wanting to ask. I didn't want so much detail, but we go.
We wanted a quick answer. And
So now I am more conscious. That's where Ramana and Krishnamurti helped me. Ramana gave the wonderful question: find out who you are. And J. Krishnamurti goes into what I call self-observation. Yeah. Suppose I like him and not you. J. Krishnamurti would say, watch what is happening in the mind. What made me like him and what made me a little cautious about the other person. Don't analyze, just to watch your thoughts. So, one difference between Ramana and J. Krishnamurti, who otherwise meet at the common ground of being free of ego. Krishnamurti called being free of the self. The word self with a lowercase s is ego. And Ramana used the word ego, at least in the English version we read. I don't know Tamil. So the difference is, Ramana said, as regards the numerous details of how your mind works, take them all like trash and throw into the trash can. Don't pick it up again. That is not possible for most of us. You need great vairagya. Krishnamurti, in contrast, said, if there is lust, if there is anger, if you are worrying one morning about what happened in 2012, don't suppress it, don't indulge, closely observe it. He spoke a lot about observing thought, and then you will know hidden factors. Thought has several levels. Suppose 2012, somebody called A had told me a bad word. You don't know anything he said. And B also said the same. But what A said never hurt me so much.
One offended me and the other
did not. So closely observe. So more than what A and B both had said, certain attachments to maybe the status of A and the status of B. So we come to know what Krishnamurti often calls conditioning. Notice your conditionings, and as you become more aware of certain conditionings, then half the victory is already gained. They become weakened. Seeing only the superficial behavior of thought and saying, no, here onward I will be equal to all. A and B, C or D.
Theoretically, it is very easy to understand. I mean, that's what, my struggle is also like that. Theoretically, it is, sort of a scientific or technical mind. It's very easy to understand. But to bring it into practice, as you said, and also I remember the funny story you said about in the airport. What was that incident you had with the airport people?
Oh, today, this time when I came, correct. The immigration official asked me, why have you come? I said, I have come for lecture. What do you lecture on? I said, I lecture on ethics and culture and values and spirituality. Then I added, my talkative nature came up. I said to him, I advise our audiences on how to live. And nowadays I am trying to advise myself, I said. So the officer laughed. He said, that is important, he said.
And Swamiji, when you talked about conditioning, J. Krishnamurti is one very small book I remember. receiving it in my teenage years, freedom from the known.
Yes, yes.
And at that time, I didn't, appreciate it much. Why should I be free from the known? Because knowledge is something that you want to amass. Basically, that was my idea at that time. Then, as I grew older, then I thought maybe knowledge is something that can actually put a boundary around it. Is that the way it needs
Pretty much, but one important clarification is all knowledge is of two kinds. One is objective functional knowledge.
Yeah.
If you know the distance between the earth and the moon,
Yeah.
J. Krishnamurti would never say be free from that knowledge.
True. Yeah.
But second one is, again coming to conditionings, it is psychological knowledge.
Okay.
Psychological means maybe your parents, your grandparents said something about some community, something about Europeans, something about a particular fellow. You know that uncle, be careful, he is too clever a man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now it goes deep into you.
Yeah.
And you regard it as knowledge. Actually, that is questionable. Even if that uncle had been a little scheming at one time, today he might have changed.
Yeah.
And even though there may be some members of a certain community who had done a lot of injustice to others, many others might be good.
Yeah.
So, freedom from opinion, freedom from bias, freedom from any form of prejudice.
Okay.
And one more dimension also is interesting. Let's say a man had some misunderstanding with his wife for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Now everything is smooth, but the man even now remembers that bad patch that they went through.
Yeah.
Maybe in 2008 to 10.
Yeah.
And again he, relives that.
Yeah.
In 2009, in front of so many of my relatives, she said, "Oh, my greatest tragedy is marrying you," or something.
Yeah.
So, Krishnamurti uses the word knowledge as those memories which rise, which make you relive. And then she comes in front of you, you don't want to see her.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, knowledge means memory. Knowledge means which has gone into you as a bias. Knowledge of how she behaved, memory of how she behaved in detail in 2009 is holding you.
Memories.
Correct. Be free of it.
Okay.
Therefore, one of you might have heard this. He used to say, "Can you see a flower without naming it?" Where what is meant is, you might have done a PhD in botany, but today forget your botany. If you see the flower as though you are seeing it for the first time, and you would extend it. Morning, your daughter comes to you and says, "Good morning, Papa." Can you see her as though you had never seen her? A very weird question. Most people don't understand Krishnamurti. First of all, you ask, why should I see my daughter as though I have never seen? What is that? What do you mean by I have never seen? She is my daughter. But what Krishnamurti means is the memories of those occasions where you had an argument with your daughter, as well as memories of those moments your daughter held your hand or hugged you and said, "Papa, you are my world. Papa, I don't value anybody as I do." So that had given you certain good feeling. And another has generated bitterness. Be free from it. See her as though fresh. So there's a tremendous depth in that teaching. Can we clean the slate? Be free from. That is called psychological memory. That hurt as well as the elation. Not functional is your daughter went to such and such high school. Your daughter had got some prize, and in some exam she failed. The objective details he never asks you to be free of. These what it generated. It generated some feeling of, I am the proud father of such a daughter. The pride, the guilt,
the other way also.
The shame, other way also. These he says, wipe it out. Therefore, one famous statement, the art of living, he said, is the art of dying. You must die to your past. You must die to the psychological past.
I see.
If you had got first rank in the university when you completed a certain, that pride you forget. The fact you keep. Fact you keep. Fact is functional.
So when that knowledge, free from knowledge, does it also mean the spiritual knowledge or the jnana yoga, jnana which you have?
There are two sides. Concepts, and they generate an insight in you that is to be retained.
Okay.
So you know a certain concept, and you remember how in a class of 20 others had difficulty in understanding that concept.
Got it.
You understood.
Okay.
And then the teacher said openly, if anybody has understood, it is this student. You remember that and feel flattened. So that, in fact, what is psychological memory? That which hurts your ego or that which makes your ego swell.
Okay.
Ego-related memories are the knowledge, the known. Freedom from the known. Suppose we Hindus have been told Hinduism is the mother of our religions, and there is nothing better than that. There may be some functional truth in it. But if, traveling with the people of other religions, we look at them with some contempt and say, my religion is the best. That is psychological. That's where Krishnamurti lashed out against religions, saying the causing divisions. Because each person, the Catholic thinks his is the best religion. Muslim thinks his is the best religion. Hindu thinks his is the best religion. So he says, what is this best, etc.? How much have you understood your own religion? So it is the pride and shame, guilt and other negative energies. Because pride is at the moment it is a good feeling, but it will get hurt. The balloon will get punctured.
It can go any time at a different context. Correct. It can go away.
Exactly. Whereas shame and guilt are painful even as they arise. Pride gives us pleasure when it arises, but it gets punctured when somebody else comes. I have done MSc in mathematics. I am proud. Then suddenly 4 people walk in, they are all PhDs.
PhDs in mathematics. That's
if I was in the first place not proud of my MSc, and I am not carrying any egoism, let double PhDs come. That's the idea. So freedom from known is freedom from bias, freedom from ego-related memories, which further reinforce the ego. We must die to those memories.
I see. So, when I look at the 3, exalted gurus you have, of course, one in person, you knew Swami Chinmayananda, Gurudev, and the other 2 had passed on by the time you...
So, I heard Krishnamurti once.
Oh, directly?
I was in 2nd year of M.Tech in IIT Madras. Then they were all praising. I didn't know Krishnamurti because I was getting into Chinmaya. Hey, you have interest in philosophy, come with us. So a bunch of my classmates dragged me. IIT Madras to this Krishnamurti center is just 3 miles. Adyar. So they took me there. I didn't even know what place it was. So I heard a whole lecture. I didn't understand it that time. That was in 1981 January. 86 February he passed away.
I never had an opportunity to, when you say 86, I could have, because I was working by then. The methods of meditation taught by these 3 gurus, are they different, or do you see any commonality in the methodology which they advised?
See, Gurudev Chinmayananda taught meditations on several levels to, let's say, contemplate on the form of Sri Krishna, look at his feet, slowly look at his main body, then look at his face and appreciate the smile, etc. That is Sakara Saguna. He also taught on meditation drawing from Upanishads. There is no inside, there is no outside. Past, present, future are all in one truth. The truth is beyond space or time. Such paragraphs also he used. So he was trying to make available a certain very comprehensive body of knowledge of Sanatana Dharma, from simple introductory level to very high level and wide range. So he was a missionary. He took upon himself the role of providing knowledge of Sanatana Dharma, Hinduism, to all its members. Whereas Ramana and Krishnamurti, by God's will, concerned themselves with going to the root of the issue.
Okay.
So therefore, Gurudev also talked those things, maybe to put it in a certain way, 5% of his energies went into Upanishadic level, 95% he wanted a kind of social awakening. Therefore, he built temples, he built schools, he built a hospital in Bangalore. He did lots of things. And Krishnamurti and Ramana were very withdrawn, so they were more mystical in their nature. Therefore, there is no contradiction, but what they chose to focus on changes. These two focused on very deep issues.
I see. Yeah.
It's like you and your brother both do PhD in physics. And you teach anybody from primary school to MSc. You say, what's the question? Come, I'll explain to you. One day you are explaining E equals MC squared. Another day you are helping somebody what is algebra.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's right.
Whereas your brother chooses. He also could have done that. But he chooses, I teach only advanced physics. Don't come to me for smaller questions. So especially Krishnamurti held high level, very high level, and therefore most people don't understand him. He would suddenly make a statement, to see what is, changes it. People can't make head or tail. What he means is, if you have, let us say, anger, if you see whole structure of anger very patiently, then you will get such an understanding of how your ego works. In that understanding, the anger dissolves.
So the ego goes and the anger doesn't have any place to hold on to it, right?
Ego is the substrate, Anger has no place. Ego is the, for example, self-importance might be the basis. Some other time, something else. I get angry with him because he all the time pokes at me. He is suddenly, everybody is praising me. Once in the whole town praises you, they don't know.
I know what you are.
Correct. My sense of self-importance is shaken by him. So Krishnamurti's teachings ask you to quietly observe with less words, less interference of what you read, etc. Direct observation. He opened up great science in great detail. Very fascinating. Ramana will not go into too much of verbosity. Krishnamurti is quite verbose. He goes on and on. Ramana just said, who is getting angry? Rather than handling anger, find out who is angry and inquire into that. That's called self-inquiry. So, coming to meditation, we may say that both Ramana and Krishnamurti restricted themselves to a certain higher form of meditation. And Chinmaya, out of certain feeling for everybody. Like a mother feeds a 6-month-old child also with some very soft liquid food. And she has a 16-year-old athletic girl. But to her he gives some other food. She wants to feed everybody. Chinmaya was for the whole society. It's one's choice.
And earlier I was mentioning to you about Narayaniam. Narayaniam is such an exalted way to praise the Lord in the sense that both Bhakti and Jnana are well combined, integrated in the book. And when I look at that, I started studying and translating that. What I found was it is a great blend of Dvaita and Advaita. So for a practical grahastha householder life, what I found was an integration of the Dvaita and Advaita, depending upon my state of being in a day. I'm a Dvaiti when I go to a temple. I do my prostrations, and when I sit tight and then then at certain moments,
Yeah.
maybe we are getting a little bit of Advaita in I don't know whether it's an experience or just a knowledge, which I don't know how to say it. So that integrated spirituality, is that something that you approve of, or you
I do approve of it. Yeah. In Bhagavad Gita also, no wonder the whole same Bhagavad Gita is interpreted by Shankara going by Advaita, Madhva by Dvaita, both same slokas. So, Narayaniyam has, true to the original Bhagavatam, of which it's a condensation, carries Bhakti and Dana together.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
And at a given point of time, as you put it rightly, any of us could be in a submissive mode, loving submission, not unwilling submission. Lovingly, we wish to really enjoy thought of God. And we say, I am Dasa, you are Prabhu. Another moment, we may feel, well, this idea of I itself is an illusion. There is only one truth, and that is God, and I am not separate from God. Aham Brahmasmi is Brahma alone is, and this I is an illusion. Aham Brahmasmi in no way is some kind of conceit.
No.
It is sometimes misunderstood as conceit. I am Brahman and others are not. That is total misunderstanding. The moment you say I am Brahman, everyone is Brahman. It's like corollary follows theory. Theory and corollary. Aham Brahmasmi instantly means everyone is Brahman. There is no room for ego. If somebody says, I have finally understood Aham Brahmasmi and these guys are still struggling, then it's a total distortion.
Buddha also taught almost the same thing, right?
Correct.
And so where does Buddha and Advaita, for lack of better word, where do they differ?
I think broadly in two areas. Buddha was silent on God, whereas Advaitins mostly consider devotion to God as helpful, as a stepping stone. Devotion to God is not opposed to Advaita Jnana. Devotion to God purifies your mind and takes it to such a height, then Advaita, dawns upon you. So Advaita integrates belief in God and devotion to God. Buddha was silent. Is there God? He, I believe, maintained noble silence. The second is that well-known issue of Buddha, when he says the ego dies in nirvana, he refused to admit of any truth that remains. The pure self.
I see,
The pure, he did not make room for the pure self.
Because there is no one to observe that self? Is that the reason?
No, I think he, in my understanding, Buddha thought, whatever you do, moment you say there is a pure self, people will conceptualize it and that becomes one more ego.
Okay, and then that becomes Dvaita already.
Right? It becomes Dvaita. It becomes part of plurality. So they thought this proposition of a pure self, the big I, behind this ego, small I, will only strengthen the ego in one more way. Those who say, I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not even the Ahankara, I am Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. It's highly likely that after that kind of meditation, I come out and look at people. Today I went so high in meditation, I must tell them. If you really went high in meditation, there is no difference between them and you. Have you heard of one very interesting question answer? Somebody asked Ramana Maharshi, after enlightenment, does one serve the others or does one sit quietly on a rock or something? He gave an answer which is out of the box. After enlightenment, there are no others.
That's beauty. That's beauty.
But that only Ramana can grasp. If you and I get a blissful experience in meditation, we come out saying, I hope all of them know what I went through today.
Yeah. Yeah.
That others and I, they are way down. Very rarely anyone rises to the height I did today. That otherness doesn't go. So I think Buddha avoided any reference to the pure self on that ground.
Then again, coming back to the practical spirituality, you also mentioned, even Advaita presupposes some belief, faith. I like to call it Sratha, because Sratha is much better than faith and belief.
Better word, yeah.
But then, how do you develop that? Because, when I study scriptures and then listen to Mahatmas and everything, I'm not convinced that I have that Sratha, which I expect I would be having. And what is evasive there? I feel that evasiveness, it's not.
That is because we are all so much educated in the normal materialistic Western way. Western or Eastern, materialism is very much
secular education.
Secular education. One remedy for that is association with those. They may be scholars or they may not be scholars. Association with somebody who has deep faith, whose life shows it. In the hardest of times, let us say, it could be even, need not be sannyasi, an aunt of yours, a cousin of yours. So something terrible happened and she said to you, it is all Guru Ayappa's will. I have no complaint. Krishna wanted this to happen. I have no sorrow. Suppose she says, terrible things have happened to her. Then that will be equal to reading 1,000 books, that impact. So association with those who are not merely bookish scholars, who have true spirituality in them, he will change us. Until then, if we meet more scholars, they may have some piety, otherwise we won't go. Nobody goes to some scholar who is all egoistic.
That's true.
See, many spiritual teachers are primarily scholars and they have a certain goodness in them. So you are drawn to them, which is far better. But if you want Vairagya to rise in you, Shraddha to rise in you, you must go to such people who apparently have, surrendered to God. Generally, 9 out of 10 speakers on Gita, etc., they have not surrendered. Moment here and there they have true tears of bhakti. Other time it is intellectual or some talent. They may sing bhajan so well.
True.
And during the singing
and
of
explain things very well.
Correct. Oh, 6:30. Yeah. So one last question maybe.
No, practically that is something which has been bothering me regarding the Sratha. And the lack of it, which I feel as an evasive thing for me. And Swamiji's answer is actually, I would like to take it as a guideline and a guiding light. And Swamiji, I'm so happy that we are able to spend this time with you.
My pleasure too.
And hope we'll have more time like this.
Certainly. Together. Let's plan to meet sometime again.
And Hari Om.
Hari Om. I compliment you in this effort and God bless you with more and more of learning and sharing with people.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Namo Narayana. Jai Gurudev.